if Ameachi decides to rejoin PDP, Tinubu and APC leadership should be blamed. Chukwemeka Eze. A chieftain of the APC, Chukwemeka Eze, has declared that the party's presidential candidate, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, and his campaign team, as well as the party leadership, should be blamed if former Minister Rotimi Amechi decides to rejoin the PDP. The APC chieftain made this declaration recently while reacting to the speculation that the PDP presidential candidate Abubakar might be wooing the former Rivers State governor to return to the party ahead of the 2023 polls. According to Eze, if Amechi decides to rejoin PDP, it may not be of his own making, but due to the acts and attitude of Senator Bola Tinubu and managers of his campaign team, coupled with the new style of leadership of those currently running the APC. The APC chieftain also noted that Amechi had been neglected in the formation of the Presidential Campaign Council, and other notable party activities went further to decry the decision by Tinubu's men to associate with the current Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike, who is a strong enemy of Amechi. According to Eze, Tinubu and his team associating with Wike without consulting the former minister is both sad and unfortunate. So, are the actions of Tinubu's team pushing Amechi out of APC? What are your thoughts? Well, this is a question asked. Well, I mean, I think the most not shocking, but the key line is Nyesom Wike apparently being a strong enemy of Amechi, and what threat that poses. I mean, it's not necessarily something that I was aware of to think that these two are enemies, but it's as simple, even with just people leaving the APC, denouncing their membership cards, or just leaving in general, and just for average Nigerian supporters. Listen, if a party is not giving you what you want, you go. And then, no one knows this rule more than these politicians who decamp from here to there. And if anything, it just shows that APC and PDP are literally the same. Because if competition was really that tight and that wide, and they were really distant, decamping should literally be seen as the worst thing you can ever do, and really should ruin your political career. But that is the opposite of the case. APC and PDP, seems like they just shuffle around who they want, and they may probably have a deal with each other of saying, okay, we accept, so for this year, we would accept 2 from yours, you take 2 from mine, or whatever. And again, really, all this beef, or all this just collision, or whatever they're trying to pose and present as an image to us, like this competition, when really not buying it. So whatever beef or whatever argument or conflict that they all have, if anything, it should ring to Nigerians that these politicians and APC and PDP that are decamping from one post to another, they only care about themselves, the position that they will have, and how they can fulfill their own interest. Because in all this, it just seems like celebrity news and these people just happen to be politicians. There is no difference. I mean, mentioning that this person is an enemy of this person, I mean, okay, fine. Discussing politics, okay, fine. It may have its, the nuances and the discussions and perspectives you can have on arguing it. Great. But this, I don't see how it is relevant to what Nigerians want. And again, I guess this conversation will only be relevant to APC and PDP supporters. So then, if you are looking to APC or PDP to be your next, presidential or ruling party, then maybe this conversation would affect you. But really, if we're going to be objective, this is like a recruitment process, an electoral process, and what they want to do is do what they've been doing. And for them, I guess they see that nothing should change their approach to things. What does that say for us? It doesn't really do anything. So, as to why or whether APC or PDP, their leadership, I mean, it probably poses a lot of flaws, and you should be thinking if this is the kind of party you want to rule you. But apart from that, they don't highlight how this is the good of Nigerians. How does this affect them? if this is just a waste of time. Again, if it's irrelevant to the elections, and also irrelevant to the interest of the people, then it is irrelevant in general. Why are we concerned about how these individuals are looking at each other? Again, of course they can relate with each other, but when you're using that as politics to say you're going to join this party, who are you loyal to, your leadership, they have to sort it out. When they sort themselves out, they can present themselves to the Nigerian public and say, this is what we do. But then again, I'm personally not bothered. The only ones that should be bothered about this is those that are supporting APC and PDP and are literally looking for either of them to be the ruling party. If not, this conversation pretty much is irrelevant. Well, there is no peace for the wicked. As long as APC and PDP are concerned in Nigeria, there will be their crisis. We, the obedient, are in peace and harmony, and the Lord give us this nation. Any action aimed at pushing Ameachi out of APC is unacceptable and awkward. Ameachi must change completely his political ways of doing things and align himself with the political magical broom of APC. Now, this is the problem. Now we're having conversations like it might as well just be Nigeria's version of Keeping Up with the Kardashians at this point. It's just drama. We're talking about these individuals like they're some celebrities, and it's like these politicians are pushing out content. That's what it looks like. It is such a waste of time. And I think Nigerians better start engaging in politics in this state because of the changes they want to see in their country and who is best to be in the leadership position to facilitate such changes. Because it's like we're talking about celebrities and saying, oh, this person is beefing with this person. I'm like, can we get back to the whole essence of why they are in government? It's like we've lost the plot. They've lost their job description. They're in there making their own rules to favor themselves. They're doing what they want. And again, this APC regime for the last 8 years has just established the platform for impunity. Nobody is held accountable. The I don't care character, or the notion of, I'll do whatever I like, I'm in power, and no one will do anything about it, is such, that has been the energy. So it's like, what should they do about it? Actually, the main nagging of Ameachi is the romance of Wike with APC. Ameachi is not all comfortable with Wike. Well, it's funny because we found that Wike invited Sanwo-Olu to Rivers for the commissioning of a project. So that is already giving signs already that, Wike may be looking to join. However, Ameachi needs to get updated because that is what has been happening. Put what you think about this in the comment section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.